There is one thing that hardly anyone talks about, even though it affects an incredibly large number of Christians. What if I don't feel God as strongly as I used to? What if the emotions fade? What if prayer feels ordinary? What if worship no longer overwhelms me? In those moments, many immediately think, there's something wrong with my faith. But perhaps there is more right than you think. We live in a time where intense feelings are often mistaken for authenticity. If something is intense, it must be real. If it is quiet, it seems less valuable. Many people apply this logic to their faith. If I feel a lot, I am close to God. If I feel little, I am far away. But is that really the case? At the beginning of a journey of faith, emotions are often very present. Everything is new, everything is intense. You experience change, hope, perhaps even liberation. Naturally, that feels powerful. But emotions are not a permanent measure of depth. A relationship, whether between people or with God, is not based on constant intensity in the long term, but on steadfastness. Think of a friendship. At the start, you talk for hours, everything is exciting. Years later, it's quieter. You no longer have to constantly prove that you are connected. You simply know it. The relationship hasn't become weaker. It has become more stable. Perhaps something similar happens in faith. Perhaps less emotional intensity doesn't mean less faith, but more maturity. There is a phase in spiritual life where God slowly detaches us from our dependence on feelings, not to take something away from us, but to make us more resilient. Because feelings are valuable, but they are fickle. They come and go. Trust, however, remains, even when it doesn't feel spectacular at the time. Many fall into a crisis because they try to artificially recreate old emotions. They search for the next special moment, the next powerful experience. Yet genuine faith often grows quietly, inconspicuously, in the everyday, in faithfulness, in small decisions. Sometimes it's not about a grand experience, but simply the decision to keep trusting, even though you don't feel anything extraordinary right now. And that is incredibly powerful. If we only believe when we feel something, our faith is conditional. But if we believe even when it is quiet, our trust becomes independent of our mood. This doesn't mean that feelings are unimportant. They are a gift, but they are not the foundation. The foundation is the conscious decision. I am holding on, today as well, right now. Perhaps you are in such a phase right now. You're going about your way. You pray. Perhaps you read the word, but it feels ordinary, nothing special. And a part of you asks, wasn't there more fire before? Perhaps there was more emotion before, but today, perhaps there is more stability. There is a difference between enthusiasm and depth. Enthusiasm is loud, depth is quiet. Enthusiasm can arise quickly and disappear just as fast. Depth is created over time, and God often seems more interested in depth than in constant intensity. A tree with shallow roots grows fast, but it falls during the first storm. A tree with deep roots grows more slowly, but it stands firm. Perhaps God is working on the roots in your life right now, not on the visible height. It feels unspectacular, but it is crucial. Mature faith doesn't mean being constantly overwhelmed. Mature faith means staying calm when there are no big feelings. To keep going, to stay faithful, not to question everything just because it feels different than it did at the beginning. And perhaps that is exactly a sign of growth. Sometimes we compare ourselves with others. Someone tells of intense experiences, of powerful moments, and we think, why am I not experiencing that? But every journey of faith is different. Some phases are emotional, others are structural. Both have their place. Perhaps your faith isn't loud right now, but it is deep. Perhaps it isn't spectacular, but it is stable. And stability carries you through times when emotions alone would not be enough. If these thoughts resonate with you, feel free to share in the comments if you recognize these phases. Have you also experienced your faith becoming quieter? And how did you deal with it? Your experiences can help others who are asking themselves these very questions. And if you find that these honest, reflective conversations about faith do you good, then support the channel with a like and a subscription. This isn't about quick emotional highs, but about genuine, sustainable faith in everyday life. Sometimes the strongest thing about your faith is not what you feel, but what you hold on to. And perhaps this is precisely the moment when your faith grows up.